Now let's try to learn about dictionaries. Dictionaries are of mapping type. That means the dictionary are going to map a key to a value. So let us see what's going to happen right now. Behind the scenes, I've created a file called as marks.py and I'm working in this one. So let me collapse my sidebar and let us see what's happening. Now this time Louis has given his exam and he has received his marks. So let us see how it looks like. So we can create a dictionary and call it as marks. The way to declare a dictionary is by using your curly brackets. And inside of this curly brackets, let us give the key and the value pairs. Suppose the first subject is maths, so we can say maths, and he scored maybe 80 marks in his maths. So this is how your key and value pairs look like. On the left of the colon, we have a key, and on the right, we have a value. Let us give a couple of more key and value pairs. Suppose the next subject was science, and suppose he fared 82 marks in science, and let me add a couple of more subjects as well. So this is his score, and on the next line let us print out all of these subjects. So we can say with my formatted string my marks, and let us say marks. Let me save the file and let us try running this one, and here is the output. So this is the dictionary that we just created. Now let us go back and see what's happening next. Let me put some comments right over here. So this time Louis wants to check all of the subjects. Now remember, inside our dictionary the keys are our subjects. So let us see how we can just get the keys out of our dictionary. The way to do that is very simple. Let's also use a for loop to print out the keys. So we can say for my subject in my dictionary of marks, I want to get all of the keys, and for each iteration we simply want to print out the subject. Let us run this file and see the output. So here is our output. We have all of the keys inside our dictionary. Now let us go back and let's see what's going to happen next. So this time Louis wants to check all of his marks. Now again remember that the marks are the values. So anything on the right is the value, and this time we want to get only the marks out of our dictionary. So let us do that, and the way to do that is similar to something like this. So let me show you how it is to be done. So we can say for my score in my dictionary of marks, I want to get only the values, and for each iteration I just want to print out my score. Let me save the file and let me try to run this file, and here we have the output. Here you can see we have all of our score. Let us go back. Let us see what Louis wants to do next. So let me take a little up. This time Louis wants to check out all of the subjects and marks together. That means we simply have to print out our key and value pairs. So let us see how we can do that. Again, let us use our for loop to print out the key and values. So we can say for. Now since the keys is for the subjects, let us call subject, and on the right we have score. So we can say score. In my dictionary of marks, I want to get all of the items. Now this method is going to return our key and values, which we are capturing right over here. And for each iteration, let us print out our key and value pairs. So here I can say that my subject, and here we can say the score, and we can say the score is out of 100. Just let me save it and let us try running this file. And here we have the output. Maths, Louis scored 80 out of 100, science was 82, history was 78, and so on. Now let us go back and see what we have to do next. And this time Louis wants to check if he has passed in all of the subjects or not, and the passing marks are 50. So let us see how we can do this. We can do this by using our for loop and our if and else blocks. So let me show you how it is to be done. So here we can say for my subject and my score in my marks dot items. For each iteration, I want to check if my score is greater than or equal to 50. Only in that case, I can print out that subject and I can say pass. Else, if the score is less than 50, that means he has failed, and so we can print out the name of the subject. So we can say the subject and we can say failed. Let me save it and let me try to run this file. So let's see how he has done in his exam. Maths is a pass, science is a pass. Oh, but what's this? English is a fail. So let's see what's going to happen next. Let us go back to our file. So let me take it a little up and let me put some comments. So Lewis thinks that there was some kind of a totaling mistake for his English paper and he is asking for an revaluation. And after the revaluation, the new marks are 70. So let us see how we can update the values in our dictionary. So this time what we want to do is, let me show the dictionary. So this time we want to update the marks of English from 35 to 70. So let us see how we can do that. So let me go down and here I can say that from my dictionary of marks, I want to go to my key of English and I want to assign the new value of 70. So this is how you can update the values inside your dictionary. On the next line, we can print out the value. We can say something like this: Lewis scored. Inside the curly brackets, we can say the marks of English in English. So let me just save this and let me try to run this file. So here we have the output saying that Lewis scored 70 in English. Now here what we are doing is this syntax. We are just retrieving the value from our dictionary. So this syntax means that from my dictionary of marks, I want to get the value for the key of English. Let us see what is happening next. Now this time Lewis also took an exam for geography and he scored 78 marks. So this time what we have to do is we have to create a new key and a new value this time. Remember, we don't have geography inside our dictionary of marks and we have to create one right now. So what we can say is, for my dictionary of marks, I want to create a new key for my geography and I want to assign the value of 78 to it. And Lewis also wants to check if he has passed in all of his subjects or not. So let me go up and I just have to copy all of this and let me paste it right over here. So here is the output and it looks like Lewis has passed in all of his subjects. And you can also see we have the output for geography as well. Now let us go back. So let's see what's happening this time. So this time his friends on Zorton, they want to know how much Lewis scored in Python. So let us see how we can retrieve the values from our dictionary. So let me show you the first alternative. Let us create a new variable called as our Python score and we can retrieve a value by using the syntax. So we want to say that go to my dictionary of marks and I want you to get the value for the key of Python, and that's how you retrieve the value. But this syntax has a couple of limitations which I'll explain it shortly. But first let us print out these values. Let us print out the marks in Python. So we can say Lewis scored the Python score in Python. Let us run this file and here we have the output saying that Lewis scored 98 in Python. Now let me show you one more alternative method. Let us go down and let me put one more comment, and here again we can say that the Python score, and this time we can use one more alternate syntax. So what we can say that from my dictionary of marks, I want to get the values for my key of Python. And on the next line, let us print out the same statement. So let me copy from here and let me paste it right over here and let us run our file. So this time you can see we again have the output. Now let us go back and let's see what's happening next. So let us see what's happening this time. And this time his friends from Earth, they want to know how much Lewis scored in Java. So what we can do, we can create a variable called as Java score, and we can say from my dictionary of marks, I want to get the value for my key of Java. And on the next line, let me try and print it out. So what I can say that I want to print out Lewis scored Java score in Java. Let me save and let me run this file. And this time you can see that we have an error, and the error is called as key error. Now this is because our dictionary does not have a key called as Java. So this is one of the limitations of using this syntax right over here. Let me put up a comment saying that this syntax will throw an error. Now let's see a better way of getting the values from our dictionary, and that is by using the get method that we just saw. On the next line, let me paste some comments, and I want to comment this out because this is always going to fail. So let us go down right over here. Let me take everything up. So here let me create one more variable called as our Java score, and let us use the get syntax. So what we can say is from my dictionary of marks, I want you to get the value for the key called as Java. Let me save this, and this time let us try to print out this same sentence. So I can just copy and let me paste it right over here. Let us run this file and see the output. So this time we get the output of Lewis scored none in Java. So let us go back and let us see what's happening. Now this method of get returns a none if it can't find the value, and that's what is happening right over here. One thing that I forgot to show is how to use the typing for this one. So let us go up and let me show you how to write the type hints for our dictionary. So this variable of marks, this is a dictionary, so we can say this is our dictionary, and inside the brackets we also have to mention the types for our keys and values. So here we can say that since all of the keys are string, so the key is going to be of the type of string, and the values are integers, so we can just say int, and that's it. Now let us go down and let us see what's happening. So here on the line 108, this get method is going to return none, or if it finds a value, it is going to return our score, which is of the type of integer. Now let us use our if and else blocks to print something meaningful. So here we can say that if my Java score is none, that means if we can't find the value, then we can simply print out saying that Lewis did not study Java, and else we want to print out this statement. So let me take it inside my else block, and let us try to run this file, and here it is. We have the output of Lewis did not study Java. Now let us go back. The last thing that I wanted to show you is how to delete some elements, or how to delete the key and value pairs from our dictionary. Now suppose we want to delete the key and value pair for English, then we can say that I want to delete from my dictionary of marks English. So this is how the syntax goes. Let me remove the extra quotes. Now let us print our marks one more time. So I can say marks, and let us print out the marks right over here. Let me run this file. So this is how our dictionary is looking, and you can see we have deleted English from our dictionary as well. The last thing that I wanted to mention for this one is the lookups in dictionary are extremely fast. What do I mean by lookup? So on line number 108, we are getting the value from our dictionary. So this is a lookup. When we were working with our list or tuples, we were using indexing. But for a dictionary, we always use the key to get the data. And this is the reason why lookups in dictionary are extremely fast. And we would be using dictionaries and lists in our final project as well. So make sure you go through them a couple of times and understand what's exactly happening. There is one last thing that I wanted to show you. So if you open up the code from the GitHub, so this is the code from GitHub. Inside my folder 04 data structures, this is the file which I'm referring to. It is called as dictionary. Now let me collapse my sidebar. So here I have one more sample dictionary called as pizza, and you can see the structure is very interesting. The first key value pairs, we have integer as the key and string as the value. For the next one, we have a float as our key. The next one is even more interesting. We have a tuple as the key. And the last one, we have a boolean value as a key. Now the interesting part is this is a valid syntax. So let me copy all of this and let me paste all of these things inside my IPython shell. So here it is. Let me paste it right over here and let us try to print out our pizza. So you can see we have a valid output. So what happens is you can use any data type for a key as long as it is immutable. So our strings are immutable, integers are immutable, floats, booleans are also immutable, and we also saw that our tuples are immutable as well. So you can use all of these data types as your keys. The way to retrieve the data is similar. So let me give you some small examples. So here we can say from my dictionary of pizza, I want to get the value for the key of 10. And here we have the output. The same thing can go for our float as well. So we can say 8.99 and here we have the value. You can do the same thing for our tuple as well. Let me copy this tuple and here I can say from my dictionary of pizza, I want to get the value from the key, and this time the key is a tuple. So let me paste it right over here and you can see we have the right output. But before you make such a dictionary, I want you to wait and think. Do you think that this is going to be a developer friendly dictionary? I would rather think not. I just wanted to show you that you can create such dictionaries and all of this is valid syntax.